Alright, welcome back to Street Scores. It's your boy Rico giving y'all a film session edition of Redskins Report. This is my first film session. I'm starting from the late round draft picks to the first. So from the last pick to the first pick. With these last picks, it's hard to get film on them. So I'm having to break down some highlights and use what I can. Especially with Trey Quinn. He doesn't have a single draft breakdown video, but we're gonna make do. And also, as a disclaimer, this is a grown man film session. So I'm not about to sit here and just play through highlights and just hype up everything he do. I'm breaking down what he's good at, what he's bad at. At the end of the video, I'm gonna give you some positives and some negatives. So let's get to it. As you can see right here, our boy Trey Quinn is in the slot, which is where he'll more than likely be for the Redskins. And this is a great example of route running. Let's watch. Pat, 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 pat. Take off. Love it. Poor DB look crazy. This is a great example of how Trey Quinn is a great route runner. Let me take this back. Play this in slow motion. He's not using this full speed. Tap, 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 sell the slant. Take off as soon as the DB starts biting. Plenty of separation. Even though he's in the slot, he can run these post routes, these fade routes, these go routes. He can run all of them. And then also what I want y'all to notice is that he caught it with his hands, not his body. That's going to be a common theme throughout this whole film session. He catches with his hands, not his body. Alright, to this next clip. He's lined up in the slot right here. Hand catch. Hand catch. That is extremely important. Hand catches are a very minimum to being a successful wide receiver in the NFL. Body catches drop passes far too often. Even on would-be catches, they're too busy spending time fighting the ball and trying to secure it and give a defender time to get hands on it or hit them and make them drop the ball that way. Trey Quinn is not that. He goes and gets the ball like this. See that? He caught it with his hands, no body involved. He attacks the ball. Let me show you an example of how body catching can get you hurt. My boy Christian Kirk, even as much as I love him as a wide receiver and big playmaker, these body catches can really turn ugly. Very, very ugly. You see how he struggles to even maintain the catch because he uses his body instead of attacking it with his hands? Put this in slow motion for y'all so y'all can see this. Oops, with the quality, I'm tripping. Look at this. Body catch. Not attacking it with his hands. Can barely hold on. That is not going to fly in the NFL. As much as I love Christian Kirk, that is going to be a consistent problem for him in the NFL. But luckily, that is not a problem for my boy Trey Quinn. Let me turn this back to normal speed so y'all can see some of this yak, some of this yards after catch. Look at him making plays. Speed. Y'all ain't getting him. Look at this. Hand catch. I'm sorry to keep emphasizing it, but that is very important in a wide receiver. It is a very underrated quality that people do not always talk about. And then, of course, the yak yardage is pretty nice. He's not the biggest burner and yak guy, but as you can see, he can definitely make some plays after he gets the ball in his hands. You can throw him some screens and expect him to get a lot of yardage out of it. Now in his next play, he is lined up outside. And what you're going to see is another example of great hands. Nice little route running. Didn't get too much separation, but the quarterback threw it up high. And what'd he do? Go and get it. Hand catcher. A body catcher would not be able to make that catch consistently. Trey Quinn makes it look easy by simply going up and getting it. Slow it down for y'all. He is simply going up and getting the ball. So this is an example of how he can also win 50-50 balls. Even though the quarterback threw it in a really nice place where only Trey Quinn can get it, you can see the qualities to where Trey Quinn will attack the ball and not wait for the ball to come to him. Now, even though this is a nice play on the outside, he is more than likely going to strictly play slot for us because the NFL is a different monster. But I like the fact that he has some experience on the outside if we ever need him to run an out route or a corner route from the slot. Now, this play is just madness. It's overtime, 4th and 26. They at least want to get in the field goal range. And I'm just going to let it play out in regular motion. Here's Trey Quinn down here. Take it back so y'all see him start off. Some of the receivers are using their full speed. Trey Quinn is lightly taking his jog, waiting until his break to try to make his move. He's getting jammed up and still makes the contested catch. Love it. Y'all gotta remember, he's not a Wes Welker. He's not 5'9". He is 6 foot 203 pounds. He can make these contested catches. It's not gonna be as easy in the NFL as it was in college, but he has the frame to make things happen. Like these little contested catches. And again, he attacked the ball with his hands. Watch. Hand catcher. Not waiting for it to hit his body. That leaves too much room for error. I appreciate that, Trey Quinn. Alright, and on this play, Trey Quinn gets jammed up pretty badly. This DB right here was not playing with him. He was tired of him scoring all day, going crazy on them and making them look bad. He had it out for him this play, but Trey Quinn ignored it. And y'all let's see what happened. Look at that. Route. Ooh. DB looking crazy out there. That safety didn't know what to do with that route running. Slow it down a little bit. Alright. Trey gets jammed. He's not using his full speed. Fakes outside. Goes back inside. Great footwork. DB didn't know what to do. Too busy reading the quarterback's eyes. Love his route running. Now this is a good example of what I'm talking about he might be used for the Redskins. He is lined up in the slot, but he's going to run a corner route to the end zone. And I'm just going to let y'all see what happens. He is a red zone threat, y'all. Red zone threat. Slow it down so we can break it down. Alright, first, shimmy. Get a DB some moves. He'll know what's going on. Nice little break. Look back to the ball. Go up. Hand catch. DB couldn't do anything. DB never got his head turned around. He was too worried about Trey Quinn's good route running. He didn't know if he was going to make another break back inside or something. I like this little surprise attack. He's in the slot, but he's running the route that a bigger receiver would normally run. You know, we throw fade routes to the end zone. This poor slot corner had no idea that he was going to have to face this. And Trey Quinn took advantage. Again, he's 6 feet tall. He's not some just little shorty out there going up for these contested catches. And then look at I love the trash talk. Let him know you can't guard me. Let him know, Trey Quinn. But look at this. Hand catch. DB even did a good job with getting his hand on the ball. It just wasn't good enough. He never got his head turned around. He tried to bat it down. But Trey Quinn, with good aggressive hands, was able to retain the catch and make the touchdown. But I also love that trash talk. It's sad that I don't have the all-22, so I'm working with these highlights and doing the best I can for these later draft picks. But right here, this is a nice little yak game. It's not finesse, it's all muscle. He is using his full 6 foot 203 body to get all of these yak yards. This is a determined man who wants a touchdown. Get off me. Ooh, shake. Shake, what you doing? What you doing? Get down on that ground. And he was too close to the touchdown for anybody to catch him afterwards. Yeah, this is a good example of how you can get yak yardage both through speed and size and aggression. Look at it. Look at this. Poor 33. He looked terrible. Good job, Trey Quinn, though. I like that yak. And on this play, Trey Quinn is lined up at the bottom of the screen. Nice little comeback route. And again, he attacks the ball. I just want to keep emphasizing this because this is very important for a receiver in the NFL. And some of these receivers that are coming out who are highly coveted are not hand catchers. And that's going to get them in a lot of trouble. But look at this. Nice little route. Slightly a push off, but it's not illegal. You got to use what you got to use. DB look all the way over there, all that separation, and then he goes up and hand catches it. Don't wait for it to come to your body. Go and get the ball at his highest point. Love it. And then just a little bit of yak right here. Not the fastest guy, like I said. He's not the ultimate yak receiver, but he can make some things shake. I wouldn't say he's Jamison Crowder or Deshaun Jackson, but he has a little yak to him. But the thing I like most is this hand catching. I don't think y'all understand how important that is. That's why I'm emphasizing it so much. But his route running, he is consistently able to get separation on receivers like this. Look at this. Step, 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 step. Now full speed. Come back. He doesn't have an extreme second gear. like I would say like a Tyreek Hill has. He's definitely nowhere near as fast as that, but it's enough to get the job done, get some separations, and get a little bit of yak. Alright, here's an example of some more route running nuance. Clearly an experienced route runner. He's about to sell what I think is a curl route. It's hard to see without the all 22 and seeing the ball before it hikes. This is literally where the highlight starts to play, so this is the best I can do. But he sold the, I think, curl route, and then he took off into the soft spot of the zone coverage. Look at him, sold it. Soon as the DB ate it, took off. Love it, love it, love it. We gotta watch that in slow motion. I want y'all to see the footwork that's going in, the nuance that's being used, the pure route running. Look at him, look at him. Pat, 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 pat. As soon as the DB believes it, takes his eyes off the wide receiver, take off, easy. Easy catch in the soft spot of the defense. Trey Quinn definitely has a knack for finding the soft spot in the defense. You can't really run zone on him. He knows where the zones are and finds a nice little spot for the quarterback to be able to just throw it into that zone. And with a quarterback like Alex Smith, who's experienced and knows how to throw into an open area and not necessarily at an open receiver, we should be able to take advantage of zone defenses and zone coverages all year long with this guy. And again, hand catch. Thank you, Trey Quinn. Alright, I'm not exactly sure where Trey Quinn is coming from right here, but it looks like he was probably in the backfield, like a running back or something. But he is going to run this nice little route. Soft spot in the defense, and then look at his ability to adjust to the ball that was thrown behind him. Now, I'm not going to fault the quarterback because that's the only place he could have thrown. He had a DB right here, DB down here, and a bunch of defenders down here, so he had to throw it in this nice little spot in this direction. Trey Quinn was looking this way, and he was able to easily adjust to make this catch. Let me slow it down so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Definitely something noteworthy. Trey Quinn looking this way, able to adjust his body, hand catch, touchdown. I love how he's consistently able to find the soft spot in the defense. Whenever anybody's zone covering him, Trey Quinn is able to find this nice little gap of space. As you can see, a lot of the other wide receivers, this one's hemmed up. He ran right into his zone coverage. Trey Quinn was able to maneuver and find his little spot. Past him, behind him, in front of him, adjust, hand catch. Love it. Alright, right here, Trey Quinn is now a blocker at the top of the screen. Not the best technique, but gets the job done. Hopefully he'll be just even slightly better than most of our receivers last year who would just not even put forth effort, especially in the run game. Now sadly, since I do not have all 22 footage, I cannot see the plays where he is not really catching the ball. It's really hard to find. Right now I'm watching SMU versus Cincinnati highlights and it's really hard to find a play where he's not getting the ball and he's on the field. But from the little bit of blocking I've seen, he's not the best blocker, but he's kind of willing. Hopefully he takes that to the NFL. Again, he's 6 feet, 203 pounds, so it shouldn't be as hard for him as a lot of other receivers, like the smaller guys. Right here, Trey Quinn is lined up at the bottom of the screen on the outside, and look at the respect the DB has for him. Look at the respect for his speed. So after Trey Quinn knows that he has the receivers on their heels, he's able to do these quick little dig routes that can kill a defense. He didn't get the ball right here, but he was definitely open. And he ran it as well as you can run a dig route. Let me go back. Up, 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 chop, chop, chop. Fake him out a little bit. Run inside. A lot of separation there. If the quarterback was not getting pressured, if the offensive line wasn't Willie beaming him from any given Sunday, the ball should have, I wouldn't say would have, but should have gone to Trey Quinn right here for a first down. And I also like his awareness to run his dig route far enough to get enough for the first down, not just running a yard short. That's what a lot of receivers had problems for with the Redskins last year. I think it was mainly Jamison Crowder, where he would run a route but running a yard short of the first down. I like the fact that Trey Quinn is aware of where the first down marker is and uses his space and route running to get himself open for the first down. Now, even though he didn't get the ball, those are traits that the Redskins can definitely take advantage of. Alright, sadly you don't really get to see the beginning of the route, But Trey Quinn is right here. And on this play, it's a good example of how he's willing to make catches in the middle of the field. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't curl up. He doesn't catch the ball and try to hurry up and turn around, which results in him not completing the catch and dropping the ball, or able to get hit by a defender, which forces him to drop the ball. He will make a catch in the middle of the field, and that was one of our receivers' biggest weaknesses last year. Kirk would throw the ball to somebody in the middle of the field. It would be a good throw. The wide receiver would be relatively open, but he'd just flinch, curl up. He'd be afraid of getting hit, and it will result in an incomplete pass, which was just devastating. Those were some of the most frustrating incomplete passes. But luckily for us, Trey Quinn, even though he kind of leaves the screen, willing to make those catches. And he made sure he dove down right past the defender so that he wouldn't have to deal with getting hit. He made the catch, knew he got the first down, and just got down. I would have preferred to see some yak with that, but at least it wasn't a scaredy little flinch as he was catching it. It was after he caught it, secured it, get down to avoid the hit. Smart play. Prefer some yak, but I'll take the smart play. Can't tell by the scoreboard what the situation is. They're just trying to hurry up and spike the ball, get in the field goal range or whatever. But I like it. And also, hands catch again. Love it. And willing to make a catch in the middle of the field and take a hit. But also smart enough to avoid the hit if he can. But make sure he secures the catch before he avoids the hit. Very important trait. Redskins will definitely utilize this. But now I'm here to my positives and negatives overall from the very limited film I can get on him. They're basically just highlights, and I'm going to let the film just go ahead and play out so y'all can have something to watch while I'm talking. But positives: fast, quick, good footwork, big size for slot receiver with no loss of speed, quickness, and smooth footwork, great hands, rarely drop balls as a result of being a hands catcher rather than a body catcher. He goes and grabs the ball out of the air rather than waiting for it to come to him. Has experience playing outside but will more than likely play in the slot for a successful career. And best quality is route running. Saves top speed until ready to make break. Great smooth, quick footwork throughout route. And he's also too quick to cover with man coverage, but also too smart to cover with zone, with his ability to find soft spots in the zones. He also has some return man qualities and some yak to him, but it's not as much as Greg Stroman, who I'm going to talk about in the next film session. Now, his negatives. Even though I couldn't get my hands on the All-22 film, I wish somebody could share the secret of it. I just can't find it anywhere for these random late round picks. It's hard to find. But from the little pieces of film I could see from these highlights, his blocking wasn't great. He kind of got the job done, but it wasn't aggressive. It didn't have a lot of technique to it. He was more so just in the way, but he would always be in the way enough for whoever he was blocking to not make a play. Now, I just definitely need to get my hands on some film on him in the running game, because our receivers were not good at blocking in the running game. Even our tight ends were not good at blocking for the running game. And it would be very nice to see if Trey Quinn could have helped in that regard. But from the limited film I have, I couldn't exactly tell if he's good at it or not. So that is to be announced, to be determined. But also, he has smooth footwork, but it's not elite quick. It's good enough, but it's not elite. And he's also not the best 50-50 ball receiver. So he will not thrive as an outside receiver. But as I showed earlier, he can make plays in 50-50 ball situations. Just don't expect him to get that play called often, to where he's running a fade route to the end zone. That's not going to be his forte. But it's nice that he has the traits to be able to make something happen if we try to confuse a defense or trick him and use him to the outside rather than our big bodies like Josh Doctson or Jordan Reed. All in all, I definitely see Trey Quinn making our 53-man roster as a slot receiver, and I also project him to be our starting slot receiver in the near future, maybe even a Pro Bowl one. Jamison Crowder is going to be a free agent soon, and the Redskins may not be willing to pay him as much as he thinks he's worth, especially with his role diminishing on the team, as I project Greg Stroman, our other 7th round pick, to take over returning duties very soon. And as a result, Jamison Crowder may think higher of himself than the Redskins are willing to pay him, and may just let him walk, especially with Trey Quinn being a very solid backup and potential impactful starter in this league at slot receiver. I definitely see Trey Quinn with his route running, great hands,
and quickness being Alex Smith's safety blanket and maybe his eventual favorite target. Trey Quinn will be the one in the slot running all the slants and getting open for Alex Smith to find a quick little short yard pass, which Alex Smith loves to take.
But yeah, that's the end of this film session. Thanks for watching. This is my first ever film session. I hope I did a good job. Hopefully I get better and better with each film session. I know the future ones will definitely be better when I finally actually have some game tape of them and not just literally some highlight reels that I'm having to funnel through and analyze. But thanks for watching. I'm going to be bringing y'all a Greg Stroman video next, Sean Dion Hamilton after that, Tim Settle after that, so on and so on. You get the point. And then I also plan on doing some undrafted free agents. So far, I definitely plan on doing Semi Cobbs, Quinn Blanding, and Cam Sims. I'm taking suggestions on any others that people might want, but again, it's gonna be hard to find film on these guys. If somebody has the secret formula to getting to these, the secret email address to getting these film sessions, these all 22s on all these late round draft picks and undrafted free agents, please let me know, because I would love to watch plenty of film on these guys and do an accurate film session on them and not just having to make do. But thank y'all for watching again. Please make sure y'all fake Dolomite punch that like button. Favorite, subscribe, I'll subscribe back. And again, thanks for watching. I'll be bringing y'all another film session soon. I'm out.